Hello, Central Canada District. This is Eric Hallett, your District Superintendent. This is Thursday evening, June the 25th, 2020. Tomorrow will be the District Board of Administration meeting, which is taking the place of the District Conference for this COVID-19 year of 2020. It's been an incredible privilege to serve as DS for my rookie year, and we've now completed 1 year together. And 2021 will be the conclusion of my 2 year initial term as your district superintendent. So none of us expected that the report to the district would come this way, but I've decided to film this. I will also deliver the report tomorrow in person to our District Board of Administration members. And the District Board of Administration will conduct all of the business necessary that District Conference normally would have done. The General Board of Administration of the Wesleyan Church gave all of the districts permission to basically hold in place during the coronavirus 2020 emergency situation. So that's what we're doing. And we are proceeding with the very best plans that we can in terms of taking care of the business. I can't wait to get together in 1 year from now. And so this is a makeshift operation in the sense that all of us have had to adjust. You've adjusted in your local church, the district has adjusted. You, as district churches, district people, all of our board members in our various churches, all those who serve in various offices, our clergy teams, we are in it together. We're delighted to be a part of this. So I want to begin this report, and I want to begin with a phrase I've heard recently. When the future is uncertain, agility is a superpower. Agility is defined as the power of moving quickly and easily, moving with nimbleness. The COVID-19 pandemic crisis of 2020 has put the agility superpower of the people of the Central Canada District on full display to the glory of God. Serving the district offered me a front row seat as churches of every size and style absorbed what seemed like an everyday dose of devastating news. A virus that could overwhelm our ability to treat the ill and the dying. Quarantines and safety procedures that advanced to the cancellation of gatherings, even Resurrection Sunday and quarantines that inhibited our ability to care for one another. Our camps were in many cases inhibited and in a lot of cases shut down. Market meltdowns, job losses, economic recession, travel restrictions, racial injustice, and political instability. In the midst of these challenges, our churches took the advice of author Jim Collins and faced the brutal realities with faith. While the world was stocking up on toilet paper, Central Canada District Wesleyans upgraded Zoom accounts, digitized prayer chains, learned how to preach to our cameras and screens, conducted online worship, and took fellowship and giving online as the new norm. Our DBA, along with Trenton Wesleyan Church, expressed love for servant leaders by approving a gift for every pastor, along with a note of thanks. As the old saying goes, we're not out of the woods yet. But I want to go on the record to say I'm so grateful that if I had to be in the woods at all, I am so blessed it was with the people of the Central Canada District of the Wesleyan Church. As Wesleyans, we celebrate every time a disciple makes a disciple and a church multiplies itself. Our vision is to see a transforming missional community present in every Canadian zip code or postal code. We will accomplish this vision by continued agile actions built on 5 key principles. Principle number 1, we will envision multiplication through apostolic initiators. Ephesians chapter 4 offers a model of mission where 5 gifts are present in the most effective churches: apostles, prophets, evangelists, shepherds, and teachers. There are seasons in history when each one of these gifts have needed to lead the way. I submit that while all of these gifts must be present, this postmodern, post pandemic, post Christian era demands we prioritize apostolic initiators. These are the Apostle Pauls and the Apostle Peters, the Martin Luthers, the John Wesleys, the R.C. Horners, the Billy Grahams, the Martin Luther Kings, the Lawrence Croswells, the Steve Elliots, Kevin Beatties, Mark Parkers, Larry Blakeys, Bert McCutcheons, and now this emerging generation, the Dusty Croziers, the Tanya Naces, the Scott Landrys, the Nathan Mascaries, the Mike Croteaus, the Jason Frizels, and the Ben Lasts. Please do not misunderstand my use of names representing apostolic initiators. I know there are others I have forgotten who deserve a mention. Also, every pastor and every church, everyone on our district matters. You matter no matter where you are in the gift mix, no matter what size your church. You matter to the mission of the kingdom of Jesus Christ. And if you matter to the mission of the kingdom of Jesus Christ, you matter to the Central Canada District. I want you to hear me clearly on that. However, this moment in history is calling for apostolic agility. For the non apostolic, this is the moment to leverage the gifts of prophecy, evangelism, shepherding, and teaching to propel our entire movement to apostolic initiatives all over Canada. Our culture, our society, our Canadian people, they are thirsty for a clear apostolic announcement of the reign of Jesus Christ. Together, we are the hands and feet of Jesus. And this season calls for new missional apostolic initiatives. The Central Canada District will prioritize resources, time, energy, and attention toward apostolic initiators and initiatives because Canada is a mission field. We must begin new missional communities that can grow into churches that will grow into districts until we have filled Canada with the presence of transformational churches and communities. Secondly, we will experiment with new ecclesiastical missional models. My Asbury professor, Dr. George Hunter, he had a saying that was a quote. He popularized the quote a few years ago regarding the majority of Methodist and holiness churches. Dr. Hunter said this. He said, if 1958 ever comes around again, they will be primed and ready to be extremely effective. COVID-19 has turned out to be a blessing in disguise regarding our ability to innovate with agility. Normal is not coming back. So we as a district, we have permission to experiment and invent a new normal designed to fulfill the Great Commission. This is the good news. The good news that we get to announce the good news in brand new ways. We will announce the authority and reign of Jesus and form disciples in new, innovative, and agile ways. We will baptize new people in new places and teach them all the commands of Jesus. Here are just some of the experiments that await. Micro churches, digital platforms and campuses supported by physical presence gatherings, dinner churches, church adoptions, new networks and affiliations, restarts, parent churches, co-vocational church planting teams, and all the other ways that we have already been engaged in reaching our world. This year, Highland Park Church took a bold step. They voted to close. Why did they do this? They did this for a completely missional reason. And now the West Ottawa campus of Southgate is about to be born. This hurts the short-term finances of the Central Canada District. This is a sacrificial move for the Highland Park congregation, for the Southgate leadership and church and team, and for the district. Three entities all deciding that it's better to make a sacrifice for the long term missional good of reaching more people for Christ. This is our new normal. This shared sacrifice enhances the opportunity to see a population of hundreds of thousands reached with the gospel in a brand new model. The Bridge Canada, they took a new step over the COVID-19 process. I watched the day that Pastor Scott Landry announced to his congregation that immediately they would be forming a new missional outreach, a digital online campus. This was something that could have taken quite a while to form, but because of COVID-19, they got together. They decided this is the way forward. We will put resources, time, energy, and effort into a digital campus. Now they have the opportunity and potential to influence people all over Canada and, in fact, all over the world. Centennial Road Church, under the new leader, the new pastor, Jason Frizzell, who has just moved from Alberta. He and his family, he and his wife Bonnie, and their 5 children. We are just delighted they're here. And under Pastor Jason's leadership, he's been leading Sea Road for the past 3 months from distance. Now that he's here, he's proposing something called the 401 strategy, multiplying along the St. Lawrence Valley 401 corridor and beyond. And so I would ask that in this time you be praying for that. Cornwall Wesleyan Church, under Pastor Larry Blakey and a great leadership team, they are planning a French language mission outreach in the coming weeks and months. As COVID lifts, this was all in play, and now as COVID lifts, they're getting ready to be reaching into a different language group. And we're delighted because they are right now the easternmost Ontario church that then can reach over and hopefully be influential in the province of Quebec in the French language and multilingual, bilingual way. I believe we have a new opportunity to see micro churches launched all over Canada using the new digital platforms that each of you have begun to deploy. The only limits are our own imaginations and our willingness to experiment sacrificially with agility. We will make mistakes. It's okay. We'll make mistakes, and these mistakes will actually propel us. They will educate us as we proceed into this life giving mission. Number 3, we will educate in missional disciple making. Many of us over the age of 45 were discipled in the context of Sunday schools. This model of missional discipleship making was effective for well over a century. It provided us with consistent exposure to a biblical worldview and solid examples of lay people because it was lay led living out their faith. While Sunday school persists in pockets of Canada, we must raise up a new generation of disciple makers who will then make disciples. Teachers and shepherds, evangelists and prophets, we need you. We need you. This is the personal and system side of our mission. We must unleash our people with administrative gifts to build easy to deploy platforms of grouping and accountability so our shepherds and teachers that they can shine by engaging people one to one and one to smaller groups so people of all ages can grow in their faith. Banding Together by John West, the Discovery Bible app, discipleship.org, Wesleyan denominational resources, and others. They offer us the curricula. We must learn in humility and then take the next steps of engagement. And this is not always glamorous. This is hard, grinded out kind of work. It represents the deep work that every one of us is called to engage in this kingdom mission. We are each one to be discipling a group or groups of people who in turn will disciple others. We have to re energize and engage the disciple making process. The good news is it doesn't matter the size of your church. Each one can reach one. Each one can reach one or a small group. And so the sky's the limit in terms of disciple making. It's important that all of us now get serious about engaging what it means to make disciples, whatever the size of church that you're in. In fact, if you're in a smaller congregation, this is your moment. This is the moment to engage disciple making from your platform, from right where you are in your community. Our smaller churches are such incredible, solid examples of persistence and of this incredible sense, especially through COVID 19, of making sure the church endures. This is God working through our people. So now's the time, no matter the size of church, to be educated in missional disciple making. Number four, to engage our missionary and mission development. Canada is our primary mission field. If you think of the biblical paradigm of Jerusalem, Judea, ends of the earth, we are here in Canada. We have our Jerusalems around us. Canada is our Judea. And then we go from there to the ends of the earth. We remain called to serve a hurting world in all the nations and all the people groups. We are more than lay people and pastors. In Canada, every Christian is called to be a missionary. I remain indebted to both of my immediate predecessors, Reverend Don Hodgins, for his apostolic evangelistic energy, and Dr. Peter Rigby for his laser focus on church health. Dr. Rigby continues to lead our CHAT, our Chat Church Health Advisory Team. Together, we are committed to resourcing churches with the tools for rediscovering missional health and vibrancy. We are there when churches hit plateaus and walls in their mission clarity and progress. We will assess, coach, train, and empower every church that shows a willingness to recognize they need help. And we want to make the changes necessary to serve the kingdom more effectively. Engagement of missionaries and mission also involves the development of what I call the farm system. Reverend Krista Shaver has heroically led this effort while battling cancer and home educating her children. She is in the process of creating what I believe will be the premier missional pastor development process in the Wesleyan or any other denomination. Together with Kingswood University, Houghton College, Indiana Wesleyan University, Southern Wesleyan University, Oklahoma Wesleyan University, and Wesley Seminary, our missional pastors in development will have access to agile education delivered online or on campus with excellence. The last but in no way least components of engaging missionary and mission development are our zones and zone leaders, led by Reverend Rob McCollum, and our Global Partners Mission Committee, that was led by George Pryor, who is now handing off the reins to Reverend Dan Wallace. Zone gatherings matter for our pastors. They need the opportunities to gather in mutual support, learning, and prayer. More than ever, we need each other. I'm extremely grateful for Pastor George and now Dan Wallace and the energy of our global missions community. Our district will benefit greatly from the energy and blessing God gives through mission work around the world. We celebrate our official Wesleyan urban mission in Edmonton, led by Nick and Caleb Hybus, and our unofficial rural mission to Alberta in Slave Lake, led by Peggy Yetman, along with a number of other developing missional church plants and developing missional churches. It's also my privilege to serve with Tanya Nace. I have this incredible opportunity to work with her. She's an amazing leader, an amazing CEO for World Hope International Canada, and I am blessed to serve as chair of the board of that organization. Brockville Wesleyan, Powassan Wesleyan, Cornerstone Wesleyan, Trenton Wesleyan, and dozens. I could name so many of our churches that are leading the way in giving and going with World Hope Canada and with global partners. I also want to say a thank you to Pastor Mark Parker for leading the charge in church planting over the last, I believe, decade that he has served, working in various capacities, full time or part time, for the Central Canada District. Please pray for our national superintendent, Dr. Steve Elliott, as he is bringing Pastor Mark into the national team. And so Mark will be transitioning from district, working for the district, to working for us from a national platform, which still benefits the Central Canada District along with the Atlantic District of the Wesleyan Church. So we want to thank Pastor Mark in that transition. Number 5 on our list is to enlist money and resources through generous givers, creating diverse missional funding streams. At the beginning of COVID-19, the DBA acted quickly to ensure that every local church knew that in our district, local churches are the missional priority financially. Immediate USF relief was granted to every local church because local churches are the primary mission agencies God has called to spread his gospel and expand his kingdom in Canada. Our mission as a district is only as strong as the overall strength of our local churches, and this includes their finances. On behalf of the Central Canada District, I want to offer our thanks to every attender, member, board member, and pastor. I want to thank you for your commitment to all of us banding together to attempt more mission as a district, as a team, than we could ever hope to accomplish on our own. I know in some cases it is an extreme sacrifice to be part of a district family. There are some years when it may feel like it's a lot to make that extra effort to be giving into the USF fund. Folks, our district is one of the most faithful, and you as churches have been so faithful. Thank you for being a part of this missional team. Mission costs money, and your generosity enables the Wesleyan Church, our global partners, our universities, our national church, and our district personnel, our district team, to serve with you and for you. This is an extreme honor. Every dollar, every gift in kind, every volunteer hour, every moment of prayer makes a difference in this mission. We will continue to find creative ways to enlist resources for God's vision and mission for the Central Canada District. Thank you for your participation in this God-ordained kingdom mission to reach Canada for Christ. That's why we are here together. Just before I conclude this report, it's my total honor to let you know that my staff team, Donna Ray Wheeler here at the district office, just to say thank you to Donna Ray for all she does for me and for all of you. She loves the district, and we as a team, we pray every week before our time of meeting together. We pray for you, and we pray for our churches, and we pray for our mission. So thank you. I also want to thank my wife, Kimberly. She prays for you, and she, in this time of transition from our lives as immersed in the local church, she is now very much supporting me and beginning to make a difference in terms of relating to all of us on the district. And as our youngest graduates in the next couple years from her home education experience, Kimberly's going to be joining me more and more in ministry through going together and being at your churches, and just an incredible opportunity to serve. We as a family feel so honored to serve this district, and so we want to say thank you as well as a family to each one of you. Our missional agility for these 5 pillars empower us to serve Canada, to serve the world for Christ, and to serve the kingdom mission. May God bless you as we move through this next year. May God bless us no matter what the challenge, no matter what happens. May we serve together in mission for Jesus Christ here in the Central Canada District of the Wesleyan Church. God bless you. Respectfully submitted, Eric Hallett. Thanks. We'll see you soon.